All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, and we're about to get started today. I have actually not taken a look at the charts at all today. We had a pretty solid week. Uh last week. huh, Last week we had a pretty good week. And yesterday we did pretty well. And so I'm just gonna keep that momentum going. And yeah, we'll be patient if we have to, and we'll be aggressive if we can, and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Shoot, one sec. All right. All right. Here we are. Okay, looks like we're just getting above the, well, really testing the VWAP. I think this could pop up. Looks like support right there. I'm hoping that I don't miss this move that looks like it's about to come in, but I still needed to take the moment to do my proper analysis. Okay, so taking a look at this, like I said, looks like we're about to pop up, and there's that little pop up that I just mentioned. My concern here is that the 50 is on approach towards the 200 moving average. So it looks like we might be downtrending. It really zoomed in on everything, apparently. We are kind of ranging around the volume weighted average price, so that could look good. On the 3-minute chart, we are somewhat on approach to 200 moving average crossover. It's a ways out, though, if this is even real. It's about a $5 divergence, which is not too bad. On the 3-minute chart, I think we're getting a fresh red here. So I may want to see like a red yellow. Looks like it's actually presented itself a couple of times on the 3-minute chart, which is not really very common to see a lot of these wave patterns. It did pop up here and reject that 200 moving average and rip back down. This is popping back down. The little move that I mentioned happened, it ripped up, and then ripped right back down. 37 to 39. 34 up to 36.50. Trying to figure out the range on the day now. This looks like it's falling down. I should probably take a short right here. Low is 31. And we're about $3 above the low. I think 4 ticks is a pretty solid range on the day. 375 to 35.50. Yeah, 4 ticks seems like a pretty good range on the day. On the 1-minute chart, 50 is below the 200 moving average. It crossed over. Oh, it actually attempted a crossover here and failed. Cross to the downside here. Nine is getting below 12. 12.26 crossover on the downside. This is looking pretty short, kind of bearish at this particular moment. ES is down 17.75 on the day. It's looking like a nice little breakout. They start off kind of small, like 2 contracts. We'll just get a little buffer going. Currently up 804.01 in this account. 9 is getting above 12. There's a 1226 cross there. Try to get in like right here. Try to get in off 37 for an exit at 38. I just kind of missed this rip. I think this is going to pop up again. Must be getting a red yellow on the 1. Yeah. So the 1 is on approach for a 5200 cross there. On the 1 minute side, 9 is above 12. So we had this downward cross and then it just immediately popped right back up. How much time is left in this? 40 seconds. Running into resistance at the volume weighted average price too. Looks like a lot of volatility on the day. Try to get in, man. In at 38.75. I'm gonna try to get out at 39.75. It's looking strong enough to actually push this up.
Order filled.
Put another order in at 38.25.
Order filled.
All right, we got that one.
Order filled.
Took that one off just with some of the, like a little small profit on that. Puts us up $66 on the day. Not my best trade, but definitely not the worst. This is looking kind of strong on the 1 minute side now. We're on approach for the 5200 cross on the 1. So I haven't checked any comments yet. There's a lot of volatility right here. There's a 5200 cross on the 20-second chart. You guys saw me try to get in at 37. I thought that was a really good entry point, but just no fill. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a larger swing, but I kind of want to see a little pullback here. I don't know if I'm gonna get it just because yeah, like a pullback to like 38.25 I think would look good.
Order filled.
I'm at a 38.75. I'm going for an exit at 40. I'm on 3 contracts. So I'm going for 5 ticks. I'm going to take a look at this on the 1. This is actually like an ascending wedge. So I'm going to try to get out earlier than I had anticipated. So I got out with like 2 ticks or something. Just because this looks like an ascending wedge. So I didn't want to get caught in a pullback down to like the VWAP or the 9. So I'm going to wait. Like there's got to be, I think that there's going to be a pullback inbound. If we can pull back down to like 38.50, I think that would look really good. This is looking pretty solid. What up, Tiny? You're on your second cup? I'm on my first of tea. All right. Pull back. That looks good. That's actually what I want to see. I might try to get in at like here. Like 38. Filled. All right, I'm in 3 contracts at 38. Trying to get out at 39.
Order filled.
There we go. It's 3 contracts, 4 ticks, up to 73 on the day. When it comes to these moves right here that I have a pretty solid understanding on, I'm going to try to start swinging a little bit bigger just on the moves that I really know. You know what I mean? I'm watching out for resistance there at 41.40. So I do have a little bit of concern. It looks like it's just going to smash on through, but I don't know. The TTM's at 1.4. I don't know enough of the movement today. Like, I feel like sometimes the chart is like somebody you got to like get to know every day. Like somebody new, like it's like a different side of that same person or something. You just got to get to know every day. That wedge turned into a flag. I would not mind this to pull back and consolidate below 40. Uh, 1 minute 50 just crossed above 200 moving average. Check the 3. So the 3 minute is actually on approach as well. The 3 minutes there on an ascending wedge, but there is a TTM cyan switch there. So we'll probably get a movement up to about 41. And I think a rejection off of 41. Currently at 40.75. TTM 3 pulling up to 0.6. And there is 2 minutes left in this. So over the next 2 minutes, I'm going to look for this to pull back from 41. And I actually want to see this pull back to about 38.50. Matter of fact, I'll put a standing order at 38.50. I don't know if we'll pull back that far, but it seems logical. It's like only slightly above VWAP. $41 is the line in the sand on the 3 minute side. I'm gonna check this 5 minutes getting a cyan switch as well. This would be a double rejection here off of 41. Yeah, so I'm standing by that idea. Now I just need to make sure I don't get scared. I think I'll actually exit it and then I'll try to join the bid, I guess here. I literally exited that. So I had that sitting at 38.50 and I exited it, and I actually think this is gonna pop up.
Order filled.
In at 38.75.
Order filled.
4 contracts. Gonna try to get out at 39.75. There is a blue candle there on the white, or on the 1 minute chart. I think 38.50 was the right idea. Maybe even 38. Jumping back to the 20-second chart here. Trading kind of larger right now. Gonna wait for a red to yellow on the 20-second chart. It's a little more pullback than I want to see. Currently right around my risk level here. Want to see this pop here. Here's where the scary part is. TTM on 1.3. Need to see a yellow. Nine below 12 and somewhat below 35. This is the scary part. 20 seconds TTM at 1.6. Come on. Now 1.9. This is getting scarier. Now we expected the rejection off of 41. Probably should have shorted off of 41. I have a new 3-minute candle in just a second or so, so I'm going to check in on that. Three-minute cooled off a lot. I want to see this red to yellow here. There's the yellow. Let's get a second yellow. TTM at 1.9. I want to see 9 now. Get 9 and 12 both get back above 50. We're staying above the 200 moving average. That's good. TTM's looking good. Or better anyway.
Order filled.
Put on an additional contract there. Slightly lower. 39.50 is my intended exit. We're in 5 contracts. So a little heavy. 38 really, I think, was the right area. 38 would have been the better area. We hit a doji there. TTM now at 1.2. I want to see the TTM drop below 1. Negative 1.2, I should say. It's on the yellow. 1.2 yellow. Maybe we'll say it like that. Now 1.1. Come on, let's get a pop up to 38.50. Okay, it's looking a little better. I added to my position here because I'm anticipating this pop back up. Basically, I'm anticipating like a cup and handle type setup, and I'm trying to get in on the right side of the cup.
Order filled.
There we go. All right, we got that. That's all 5 contracts out. We're up $470.50. Now up $1274.51 in the account. So what we did here is, and I definitely could have performed better in this trade, but I still am pretty proud of this trade. Here's what we did. So I was taking a look at the 3-minute chart, okay? And then I saw that there's resistance along the 200 moving average. So what I did was take a look and say, okay, where's that 200 moving average at right now? Currently it was at 41. Okay, that was back here. All right, so I'm like, it rejected here off this 200 moving average. It's likely going to reject off the 200 moving average again and pull back. Okay, so we hit 41, pulled back. I was looking for an entry off of 38.50. If you guys remember, I bumped it up slightly because it was having kind of a hard time falling down. So I got in at 38.75. And then it pulled back a lot more than I expected it to. all the way down to the volume weighted average price, which wasn't terrible. It was still within what I consider to be its support range. And so on the 22nd chart here, this actually predicted this much heavier fall down right here on this crossover and the cyan switch. These typically line up, or not cyan switch, the red switch, and these typically line up pretty well, and they did. And so this pullback, it did hold support off the 200 moving average, which is why it held through this pullback here. The reason why I added to the position was because I could see the TTM was beginning to stack up to the yellow side. So that told me that, hey, there's a potential pop-up inbound and that this likely is forming a cup and handle. And so I entered in along there for an additional contract just to pad the profits a little bit. I did bump my sell order back up to 39.50. Originally, we were going for, I think, 40, but that to me felt a little risky. So I had dropped it down to like 39.25. There wasn't enough profits, so I did bump it up one more, and then we got all 5 contracts out at that time. So that was the whole trade, the whole strategy there. And now we're getting a nice pop up off this crossover here. You see it pull back and then crossed over right after the cyan switch. We got that 9-12-26 crossover and predicted it's pretty immediate rip from 38.50 up to 40. So one could have easily taken like 4 ticks here or 5 ticks. Okay, so now we're up $470.50 on the day. We're about 25 minutes into the day. Not a bad day so far. All right, so I've barely even looked at the comments, man. The market's moving. I'm like focused. All right. Taters and eggs for breakfast. Love me some taters and eggs, man. I really do. I appreciate that. The snag in the last trade. I'm taking a cooling down right now. Yeah. Definitely. We got a new sub yesterday. Thank you very much. We love and appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, Tiny, like I guess I just kind of feel like if you're a short trader, you know, like if you're good at doing short, then like maybe make that your edge. I don't know. Like there's really just like there's no right or wrong to trading. I've noticed it's just whatever works for you. By the way, my trailing max 22.73. It counts at 12.74.51. So was it almost halfway? Yeah, 42.48%. And I've hit this zone quite a few times during this challenge. I've hit this like 1200, 1300 zone and ended up giving back a lot of the profits, which makes me wonder, should I walk away right now? You know, we're 25 minutes into the stream, 30 minutes. 1 minute side. So this 5200 cross is still kind of working. We have resistance at 40 and 41. So the 41 resistance was the 200 moving average on the 3-minute chart. So which is declining. The 200 moving average is declining, so there's a breakout coming, and likely a pretty decent one with this 5200 cross on the 3-minute side. But it's gonna be a minute, probably about a half an hour. They're only diverged about $3. Currently trades looking like this won't load. I don't know why it's like that. Like sometimes like it just doesn't load. And I don't know why. It's like that section just like stops functioning and I have to just do it a bunch of times. All right, so this pulled back to like 38 and a quarter. There's nothing really standing out to me. This is a flag though on the 3-minute chart. But there's nothing that stands out to me right now that would fit exactly at my trade style. Why can't I view my reports? Excuse me. So that flag popped up pretty well off of 38. Popped up to 40. So this is all operating within an 8-tick range right now. You can see this is this longer term flag right here. Kind of like this. Like that. So to me, the next move is on the 3-minute chart. Like the next big move. But nothing really standing out to me that fits my strategy at the moment. Same. Yeah, I feel the same. Like I'm really trying to be an ambidextrous trader. An ambitrator? Is that a word? Why not? Let's call it a word. An ambitrator is someone that goes long and short. So Tiny, I know myself though in regards to the ghost trades. I know I won't do it. If I see a trade that I think that I can take, I know that I'm going to enter it, and I know that I'm going to attempt to take the trade. That's just my jam. I know what I can sell. But right now, I don't see any setup for my own self. The main setup I see is one that's more of an inbound setup, which is this 3-minute flag. You can see even the 3 minutes is stacking up on the TTM, even though it looks like this is not doing anything. Which this kind of pressure that is building up here, to me, this communicates that there's people actually accumulating contracts through this area, and sort of keeping it in this price zone. And this will likely continue to be the case for the next 20 minutes. And it'll just go sideways for a while. And then when this crossover happens, there's a high likelihood that it'll just rip. So what we can do is we can actually determine timing about a concept of when this crossover will happen. Not necessarily when it will rip, but when this crossover will happen. So in 1 minute, we'll have a new candle. So for now, what we could do is we could take 40.76, which is where this is, and we can subtract where the 50 EMA is. We can subtract the 200 from the 50, and it'll tell us $3.56. Now we just make a note of that, and we can just leave it up here on the screen and remember it. And then when we get our new candle, we can redo the math, and we'll figure out the difference in what's happening on 3 minute versus 3 minute. And then we'll figure out how many 3 minute candles it's going to take in order to get to the cross. Una segunda, bitte. All right, back. We get this calculator off. Well, okay, so we actually got a new one. So 40.7 and 37.31. So 40.7 minus 37.31. So 339 from 356. So we're moving at about 17 cents every 3 minutes. So, and this is just a guide. It's not a definitive thing. So if we're diverged, I believe it was 339. Yeah, 339. 3.39 divided by 0.17. Means we're looking at 19 candles. So 20 candles, 19 candles times 3 minutes. 57 minutes. So it puts us in at 1 hour for this crossover. So 57 to 60 minutes because he saw it was like 19 point something. So about an hour for this crossover at its current rate. So, but you can see the flag there. I'm just not trading it because it doesn't fit my strategy. It's not my style. Yeah, an arbitrator. Someone who goes long and short. I can jam it. I mean, we're up pretty decently on the day. I don't want to give back profits. Yeah, I just don't want to give back profits. But also too, because I did that a bunch last week. Like I still ended up profitable last week, but I could have been way more profitable last week. And if I could pull my reports up, which for whatever reason I can't, like they're just not loading. It's had this issue the last like month where I go to like check my reports and it just does this. It doesn't actually load anything. So I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of a weird issue. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if there's like something I can find that mentions it. There's a lot of cues about charts not loading. Okay, getting a nice pop up here. Wonder if we're gonna run into resistance at that 40 again. It's just kind of pulling down. Like, this is very rangy right now. And it's basically just been pulling down to the 35 and then bouncing back up to about 40. So 38 more or less as the entry zone, 40 as the exit zone. And somewhere in between. So entry along like maybe 38.50 or 38 and a quarter, with an exit at like 39.50 or 39 and a quarter. So essentially I would be looking at like 4 tick ranges in here. But I also know that after taking these types of more momentum trading, that my mind is already on momentum trading. And to switch it over to range trading, I just think, like, I don't know if I have the mental flexibility for that right now. And I think just even being aware of that is valuable, because I'm not always aware of that. Sometimes I'm really good at range trading and I can just do it, but it usually is something that I have to like intend to do all day. This is breaking down, dropping below VWAP. It's currently just past 8 o'clock. What's the market news on the day? I actually didn't check. Let's see what's going on for Tuesday, May 9th. Okay, so we don't really have a ton. We just got Fed Gov and Fed President speaking today. So the Gov spoke at 5:30 this morning, and the Prez speaks at 12:05 Eastern, 9:05. That's when that approaches inbound on that 5200 cross on the 3-minute side. But I feel like it's saying a lot today. No trade right now within my strategy. But you can see these did well. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, we do have a couple people watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. I said notifications. We'll take it. Why not? My brain's still somewhat functional. Pulling back down. It finally broke out of this range to the downside. Let's see how that crossover is going. It could actually reject it before it ever happens. TTM's not loading. Pretty big pullback. Pulling down to 35. Low of the day is only 31. What's the high of the day? High of the day is 53. Was that $22 in difference? So my guess is this is likely going to play out the same way this played out. So is this the open here? Yeah. So fall at the open, red green move, rejection off the 200 moving average, pulled back and found a new area of support, which was here along 3250. Wow, that whole candle retrace. That's pretty good retracement. 8 ticks back up. A lot of contracts right there. Pretty heavy volume. Next highest volume, like that's equal to that is at the open on this drop, in this multi-candle drop. So there was accumulation through this area, just not to the upside. See 5,700 contracts shorted in that area or sold, one of the two. This pulled all the way down to 34 area, and now it's popping back up. Pop back up 12 ticks. And red to yellow on the 1 minute side. The volatility, honestly, is easier for me to trade than the range a lot of the time. The range requires me to just sort of like, I don't know, become entrenched or something. It's a different mindset for me. I'm sure at some point I'll be so practiced and skilled in what this is and what I'm doing. I've only been trading futures for a year. In fact, exactly a year. I started last May. Why do I always start in May? I started trading stocks in May, like day trading, in May 2020. Before that, I was like buying like longer term stocks and stuff. Yeah, no worries, Tiny. Thank you so much for being here. I definitely love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you in the Discord community. By the way, you're doing awesome on your reflections. If you're still here, you're doing awesome on your reflections. They look really great. I do read them even if I don't have time to respond. So, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I may walk away. I mean, I'm up 470. Here's this rip. I was kind of anticipating this from this red to yellow move, and yeah, I didn't take it. And with this sort of like Eagle Mantis pattern. By the way, if you guys don't know the Eagle Mantis, it's actually called two things. So it's the Eagle pattern. You can see sort of the eagle wing right there. It's also called the Praying Mantis. So we just kind of have a joke. We call it the Eagle Mantis, and it sounds like Kung Fu styles. With this ascending wedge here, 9 is getting back above the 12 on a science switch. This is actually looking like we're gonna get this breakout above 40 now. I'm gonna switch to a 20-second chart and see what's going on here. This 20-second chart actually would have, man, this was totally my strat right there. Right here at this entrance would have been my strategy. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 contracts, and I'm just going to scout from here on out. Because I don't want to give back a ton of my profit. So with this triple doji, or quad doji, wow. The quoji. Watch out for resistance there at 40. I would be looking for a pullback to 38.50. This was totally my strategy. Man, I missed it. Sometimes I just be talking too much. All right, you can see this is like the heavy resistance zone on the day. This is like the area to beat. Nah, me. This is looking pretty good though on the 1 minute side. 9 is above 12. There's that breakout. Pulled up to 41. Like I said, I actually want to see a pullback on this ascending wedge. As you can see, this is just like ascending straight up. I want to see a pullback to this 9 moving average, which is right around 39.50. So just a quick rejection down would make, honestly, like a lot more sense for an entry point, I think. This does look like an ascending wedge. Breaking above the 200 moving average on the 3-minute side, which is at 40.44. Where's the 9? 39. All right, I think we have room up to 44, which is the 200 moving average on the 5-minute side. And we're pulling back to around 40. So I'm going to be looking for 40 to act as support now. All right, here's the pullback that we're looking for. Typically, we're looking for about a 3-minute pullback. Jim's at 1.56. Did pull back right to the 9 EMA that we talked about. I'm gonna try
Order
to
filled.
All right, in at 40.25 long, 2 contracts, going small. And I'm gonna look to get out at 41.25. 41.75 is the peak of this candle. 41.25 seems. I'm gonna try to get out at 41 actually. Just a single tick difference.
Order filled.
All right, we got that. It did pop up to 41.25, but kind of just playing it safe, really. 539.50 is the profit on the day, and trailing max at 23.42. Account is at 13.48.51. This was 3 ticks, 2 contracts, so this maybe $75. I said that backwards. 2 contracts, 3 ticks. I could have gone for the full 4, which would given us like $100, but and I could have traded larger, but I'm also just trying to maintain my profits on the day, and I'm not trying to give anything back to the market. I did that too much last week, and like I said, even though I ended, finally this works. Oh my gosh, this has not been working all day. All right, so here's our results on the day. We haven't taken any losses, which is great. We have taken 10 trades and 10 wins. So, total of 32 contracts today. How is that even possible? 32 contracts, number of winning contracts, 16. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But looking solid on the day. See if we can look at this week. Yes, loading. Have not taken a loss this week. That's awesome. We only took 4 trades apparently yesterday, but we still were able to pull a couple $100 in profit. We're up. So our largest winning trade was $150. Really? I don't know if that's correct because we did more than that today on a single trade. But I guess what they're considering a single trade versus what I consider a single trade could be different. Because sometimes, they add in like, you took 4 contracts, but it filled two of them, and then it filled two of them, and that counts as two different trades. So, all right, so up 900 gross on the week, 834 after fees. Take a look at this month. So over the last 8 days, I've had 80% accuracy and a 17% loss rate with roughly 3% in break even. Taking 23 losses. Those were all basically last week. We had like 2 really bad days that were good days, and we turned them bad by over trading. And so that's what I'm trying to make sure that I'm not doing, is not over trading. You see total profit is $6,030 for the month. But we gave back almost $4,100 in those losses. So bad risk management last week and over trading last week. All in all, though, our total P&L is roughly $1,200 for the month. I think I had 1 day trading this last month, so. So this is the entire trade account right here. Accuracy is 77.3%. Currently at 1343.51. Yeah. Taking 212 trades, 164 wins. Not bad. Not bad at all. This did pull back pretty heavily off of here. I think that we'll likely get a bounce here around 38. Let's take a look at the 20-second chart. All right, so 22nd is actually on approach for a downward cross. You can see the 50 moving average is working its way down. They're diverged about $1.40, so it's not like terrible at this time. But it's definitely on its way. 3 minute is inbound for 5,200 cross. You can see this rejected right there at the 200 moving average, as it has been doing all day. See, you can see rejection here. Let's see. I want shapes. There we go. Rejection there. I'm trying to take that trade. Rejection there. Whoa. And rejection here. So you can see it just continues to reject off the 200 moving average on the 3 minute side. So, and then this area here, we're going to be looking at support, because you can see it's riding this support line up, and that's also along the volume weighted average price. You can also see that the 50 is on approach towards a crossover of the 200 moving average, which we estimated to happen at around 9 o'clock. So in about 40 minutes or so is what our estimation was on when this would actually take place. So we might get another flash down like we did here, and then a pullback up to this. So if we flash down like this big, huge flash down, then we'd want to see it retrace and retrace back up to the VWAP. And then from there, we'd be looking for another pop. Now switch to the 20-second chart, because last time we missed out on a major portion of this move because we weren't watching the 20-second chart and I was busy talking. Pulling back now to the VWAP. So, oh yeah. It's reports on the right, Ollie. So you can do it. You can actually get there in 2 ways. You can click this button here and then click the gear, or you can get this little pop out here on the right, and that just takes you directly there. I think this is the faster way. Actually, I honestly only just discovered this recently, and yeah, so it's it's an easy way to do it. All right, so currently up 539.50 on the day. Not going to give back profits like I did last week because I definitely overtraded. Ollie was there for it. He saw. Gmail. Why not scalp the rejection after the flash up? Because art therapy, I only want to stick within my strategy at this particular point in time. There are other days that I do take trades like that, but I think my mindset right now today is just sort of fixed on the momentum switches, and so because that's the case, I'm just gonna stick with that. That's my main go-to strategy. And like there was a whole section in here where we had this just range trading in this whole section, and I'm like, I could trade it, but I don't have the mindset for it right now. And the mindset for me matters a lot because a lot of times if I'm trying to switch my mindset around to several different strategies, it could really just sort of become confusing, or I'll do a bunch of things sort of like reasonably well, but not great, if that makes sense. So I just want to just focus on what I'm good at today. I do feel a lot of FOMO for this move though, this one here, because I saw this one coming and I was just too busy talking. I just didn't take it. But that's why I'm not taking the rejection, because the other reason is that at some point this rejection is no longer going to reject. It's just gonna rip. And I don't want to get caught in that if I'm trying to short off of it. I think that this one was a pretty solid one though, and this one was too. This one for sure was, but I wasn't even sitting here at this time. So that's why, I definitely think though that what you're mentioning is an incredibly valid strategy, and I think it's the one that is worth doing if you have the mindset for it. Kind of chopping out around the VWAP. So a red to yellow move on the 1 minute side, just like this here, would look really good. I think would give us another attempt for that 200 moving average, which let's see where that's at right now. It's at 40. So I'd be looking for rejection off of 40. It did pop up. Let's see here. Jump to the 20-second chart. All right, 9 is above 12. And science switch. I'm going to wait for this full cross. And when that happens, I'll look to take I'm probably going to keep trading small now, just because, like I said, I want to lock in my profits. Okay, there's the cross there on that pullback. And we're too close to the 200 moving average. Like this 5200 cross is, well, it's not crossing, but this 5200 are just too close together on the 20-second chart. I want to take a long here, and it makes sense to me to take a long here, but that this area sort of scares me. I'm probably a pretty skittish trader, honestly, but okay. 35 is below 50. 9 is sort of passing above the 35. GTM's at 0.89 on the 20-second chart. And just going to take a look at the 1 minute chart, which is still putting in a red candle on the TTM. 9 and 12 are on the approach for the 26 cross. There's that little, it should have gone long, like I mentioned. All right, this is looking better now.
Order filled.
Join the bid at 39. 2 contracts going for 3 ticks. Trying to get out at 39.75.
Order filled.
All right, we got that trade. Up 608.50 on the day. That was a nice rip. Whoa, look at that rip. Wow, pulling all the way up past 40, up to 41. Dang. Nice pop there. So we got in on this little 20-second pullback to the 9 EMA. Took that bounce off the 9 EMA. This is probably one of my... It's quickly becoming one of my favorite moves for scalping momentum. By the way, we do have a... Oh, it spawned. Art therapy. Yeah, that... Because art therapy is the name of your tattoo shop. I was like, dude, I know this is like... I'm like, I know this name. By the way, we have a pretty decent size amount of people here today. If y'all wouldn't mind, take a moment and like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Yeah, definitely. Good day today, Ollie. By the way, I hope you don't mind I call you Ollie. I've only known one other Oliver in my life, and I always called him Ollie. And yeah. But yeah, we have a pretty good amount of people here today. Like I said, if you guys wouldn't mind, like, subscribe. We're trying to get this channel up to 400 subs, hopefully by the end of the month. We're at like 342 or something like that, last I checked. So, pretty great day today, though. Up 608.50 on the day so far. There's that rejection off of 41, which has been so consistent today. Like, honestly, I think this has been more consistent than the upward moves. And we're estimating this 5200 cross on the 3-minute side to be at around 9 o'clock. So it's about 30 minutes out. I think we'll probably still stand by that. Looks to be at 37.79 on the 50. It's kind of hard to see because the view app's in the way. So 40.04 and 37.79. So it's diverged now about 225. And we'll have new info on that in just 1 minute. There's that rejection yet again off the 200 moving average. This has happened 4 times today. Right there. I think that the 200 moving average is probably one of my favorite moving average indicators just because it seems so respected. It's probably about as respected, in my opinion, as the volume weighted average price. I would put them in the same league. We have this ascending support. It's been working out quite well on the day. So my guess is that if this crossover happens, which I think it will, that 3-minute retrace all the way up to 39, I think this crossover will happen. If it does happen, I think we have move or range to be able to come up and test the highs, or at least up to the upper band of the VWAP, which is here at 50. Here's this cup and handle here. This is the sort of the backside of the move. I'm gonna just remove this drawing here. Just this chart's like a little, a little messy. So art therapy. Y'all made a YouTube channel for your tattoo shop. Sometimes those pullbacks keep pulling back. Yeah, you're right. They could just pull back all day in that same zone. How is the shop doing, by the way? I'm just curious. Well, if you ever want anyone to go check out your YouTube channel, like if you guys start posting stuff or anything like that, we'll definitely shout you out here. And that goes really for anybody, as long as you're making like valuable content, and you're just genuinely there to help people and make content that helps people, then I have no problem shouting people out. Because I know how difficult it is to build not just the YouTube channel, but any online business. I actually personally have, from someone who's built online and offline businesses, I actually think online businesses to a large degree are more challenging than offline businesses. Personally, I've built both and I've had success in both sides. But the sheer level of work involved in online businesses in order to get seen, get heard, get noticed is pretty substantial, because when you build a business offline, if you choose a reasonable enough location, you kind of have traffic and customers, or at least prospects built in, because you have the surrounding area. People see a new shop and they're like, what's that? And they kind of walk in and check it out. And so you get walk-in traffic. You don't really get the same thing online. All right, so I see that there is a 2612 potential crossover right here, which would give us a move to the downside. Still don't really see anything against my strat right now. This would, for a short. This is 5,200 cross on down. But I'm just, today feels like more of a long trading day for me. I've only really had success doing shorts on the like really bearish days. And I'm getting more consistent with my short trading, but it's not my strength. And so because of that, I'm like, you know, I'm trying to play to my strengths as much as possible. That's good. Good to hear, man, that she's booked up this week. Sometimes it's just like ebb and flow, you know. Is this your guys' first business? Have you guys done other businesses? Just curious. Normally this move would be one that I would take long, but the moving averages are stacked towards the downside. I don't want to go short though, because number one, we're above the volume weighted average price. And number two, we have that 3-minute crossover inbound. And so on the longer term chart, I would be looking at potentially going long. Right on, man. Well, I think you guys have what it takes to succeed. I say that like I've before my time as a trader, um, I ran a digital marketing agency, um, and we did like Facebook ads back in the 2010s. We did Facebook ads and we did like YouTube ads, email broadcast type stuff, list building. I would say the one thing, and we also had a pretty like quite a lot of students as well. And the one thing that I tried to get my students to understand, and the one thing that I trained very consistently for people was to build your contact list, specifically your email list, and email them frequently, or at least with consistent frequency. Which was basically like, okay, well, if you want to only send one email a month, then send one email a month. Obviously, everybody hates spam, but it's not spam if people decide that they want to hear from you and you take time to put in like some effort into making good content. Um, I think that the content that you bring is really really reflective of the amount of care that you have, and people genuinely want to work with other people that care, if that makes sense. So but yeah, we had quite a few students, man. I kind of miss training people like how to make businesses online and how to make businesses offline and all that type of stuff. um it was just a lot of fun for me. This is a dope Yoda. All right, I'm gonna put that up on the screen if you don't mind. Just art therapy, tattoo shop here. This is pawn stuff. Just a fun little speed ramp thing here. This is pretty awesome. Honestly, I love doing art, dude. My wife is an artist. I was an artist for a very long time. I still am, just in different ways. I like the gear. Yeah. That's dope, dude. All right. So we're kind of just going sideways. Not a lot of momentum right now, but something to note, we are getting a science switch here. It looks like we might potentially get a 912 crossover here. So this downward 5200 could just be a consolidation area, since we didn't drop below the VWAP throughout this zone. So what I'm gonna be looking for now is a move back up, and for this 5200 cross on the 22nd chart. So we'll see if we get that. Kind of going sideways, and a lot of the volume left. Like, if you guys see this, the volume is on the decline pretty heavily, and that doesn't necessarily bode well. And a lot of the momentum and price action slowed down pretty heavily. So we were at like roughly 2,000 contracts on average, and now we're putting in like 500 contracts on like per minute. That's crazy slow. Um, so I actually wonder if we're gonna get like a candle like this, where we get this massive amount of volume. Yo, the volume is low. Like that's pretty incredible, actually. Okay, so I might be looking for a red yellow on the 1 minute side. Obviously, that's not going to be a very good predictor considering what happened here. But this 5200 cross might be, though, which would likely coincide with the red yellow on the 1 minute side as well. And if we get the two of them together, then we'll likely get the volume and momentum that we're seeking. Right now, Mark's just sideways, though. All right, I might walk away with my profits on the day. We made a bit more than what we were originally looking at, and I'm grateful for that. I definitely could have traded a little bit larger to pull in more profits, and I did trade larger the first time around in order to pull in the larger profit that we did. I got kind of inspired to trade larger from another YouTuber that was just watching him do very similar trading that I'm doing. He's just pulling in like $10,000 a trade. And I'm like, I'm not about to take that much risk, but I'll take a little bit more risk. I just need to make sure it's my setup, especially if I'm adding risk, which is one of the reasons why I committed to following my very specific strategy that I personally developed for myself. So that's why I committed to that today. Was really just because I was watching this other dude last night just make like $10,000 trades, and I was like, this is insane because it's the same trades I'm doing or similar. So, and I think if you have a lot of certainty around the trade that you're taking, it sort of makes sense to size up at times. If you have a lot of certainty around what it is that you're trading and around the strategy and that particular trade that you're taking, if you have a high degree of certainty, I think it makes more sense. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna. I think I'm gonna walk away with my profits. I don't want to overtrade. I had a tendency to do that 2 days last week, and I could have already been past this whole thing if I just didn't do that. 'Cause those 2 days killed like a massive amount of my profits on the week. I still ended green, but I only ended green like $500 when I gave back probably $2,500. So I gave back a lot of money last week to the market, just by over trading, and had to work my way out of 2 holes last week. So I'm just gonna walk away on the day. But before I go, I will ask you guys to like and subscribe. Like I said, we are trying to get this to 400 people on this community. I'm also going to ask you guys to join our Discord community. And when you get in there, say hello, please. It is a very friendly place. I understand that the internet is not the friendliest place in the world. Our Discord community is all about more or less this optimistic futures family. And so if that's something that you want to be a part of, you don't have to be super outgoing or any of those things. You just come in and be yourself, and we'll be there for you. So paper trade some oil. Throw a ticker at me because I don't actually really know what I'm looking for there. I pretty much just stick to the futures of NQ and ES for the most part. So throw a ticker at my way, and I'll do some paper trading this afternoon on it. Lastly, guys, if you're trying to earn funding in the futures market as well, you may want to check out Apex Trader Funding or Elite Trader Funding. Apex just announced they're running a 80% off deal right now. There is a link in the description with a coupon code that will give you 80% off for life until you earn your funding. And then after you earn your funding, it's the standard, monthly fee or one-time fee. My nose is itchy. But Apex Trader Funding, check them out. There's a link in the description. That's what I'm currently almost funded in right now. And then Elite Trader Funding. These guys are also really good as well. I'm also working on earning funding with these guys, but I will be working on this later this month. So there's a link in the description and a promo code JSBest that will also lock in whatever the best deal is right now at the time. But they have the one steps. This is same in line with Apex. But they have some unique plans here. So they have the fast tracks, which is this one. This one you have sort of like a limited time in order to earn your stuff, but you can see they're very inexpensive. They have the statics. Apex has a 100K static. These guys have a 100 and a 150. Then they have the diamond hands as well. If you if your strategy is focused on holding overnights or weekends or holding for longer trades, this is probably the only prop firm I even know of that offers this. Each of them have their own pros and cons. What I really like about Elite Trader Funding is their website. I think is a lot more functional, and they have access to a Discord community, which is really helpful. Apex is less expensive, so but you're not getting the same high degree of community and support that you're getting with Elite Trader Funding. So it's just what it is that you feel that you need. Apex is, like I said, it's less expensive, but the trade-off is that the customer component and the community component is just not there, as opposed to Elite Trader Funding. It's a little bit more expensive, but you're also getting more access to community, more access to different traders, etc. So it's just whatever fits your strategy, whatever it is that you personally want as a person. So CL, okay, all right, I'll check it out. So yeah, having said all that, guys, I am going to jump off for the day, and I'm going to walk away with my 608 in profit. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Pacific. That is 10:30 Eastern time. We'll see you then, and we'll pop out some trades. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity to do a little bit more trades than we did today, but there just wasn't that many ops. But we did have 100% trade accuracy. I should say there weren't that many ops for my strategy. Let me be clear. So, all right, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. And by the way, I'm going to jump in the Discord community right now, write my reflection and my results on the day. All right, y'all. Peace.